Hello and welcome to Ref Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today for this conversation is Trisha Ghoshal. It's just the two of us, but we will have just as entertainment as an additional two other people would have. But it's the 11th match of the WPL tonight. UP Warriors will face off RCB. And when we look at these two teams, they're quite similar in the way that they have progressed throughout this tournament. Both teams have the same amount of points when it comes to the points table, but UP Warriors is on the third number because they have a better run rate than RCB. But Trisha, I'd like to go to you first. Like I said, two teams who have done similarly well in the tournament, but not as well as someone like a DC or an MI have done. Tonight, it's time for them to, put their footing, get that momentum, and possibly get that semi-final spot.
Well, I think one of the teams obviously will advance a little towards the semi-finals because unfortunately the way Gujarat has played right now, WPL is a 14 game.
It hurts to say that.
It hurts so bad.
I think all of us who have grown up watching women's cricket in India, we all love Mithali Raj. And I
think that is the reason you follow Gujarat. I'm sorry, I mean nothing wrong with the Gujarat Giants players. But I think one of the main backings is, of course, Mithali being there.
It's something like a Virat Kohli in RCB.
Exactly. I mean, you don't like the loyalty is more with the player, unfortunately. But anyway, getting to today's game, Gargi, you were pointing out before we started the show. Yes, guys, that's what we do. The entire day we talk about sports, then we come live and we talk more about sports again. So, as we were speaking about, both the sides have had a few performers.
Yes.
Somehow, unlike, even for MI, you were talking about MI, but if you actually see MI, Amelia Kerr has performed, Nat Civil has performed, even Haley Matthews this year has been a little dicey. Yastika has performed, so it has been 3-4 people, I think. But for UP, it has been Grace Harris. If you actually take Grace Harris out of the equation, probably UP wouldn't have won 2 of those matches.
Yes, exactly. And I think so too. When you look at franchise cricket, right, the biggest task is to get that team to play like a whole, to play like a team. Because these are players who have not played with each other for the whole year and suddenly they're asked to come together and perform to their best. Now, individually, they might, do what is in their hands. But when it comes to playing together as a team, I think that's where Gujarat Giants is lacking the most. But when you look at UP Warriors, it's been Grace Harris. It's been
Magra to some extent last year.
Yes.
Yeah, not this year. Yeah.
She performed in one of the matches that she played. And now she's been replaced by Chamari Athapattu. So, not a lot of standout players from UP Warriors. RCB as well. Smriti Mandhana has been doing really well. And I think that's a good sign for Indian cricket, of course, because the T20 World Cup is coming up. So, touch
and in Asian soil. So you want them to get more practice in wickets like Bangalore. By the way, Gargi, so this is pitch number. So first of all, today they're playing on strip number 9.
Yes.
Which is basically the lowest scoring wicket. Which means toss has a lot of effect.
Absolutely, and it's been the case in many of the matches except the Gujarat Giants match, which has been an exception.
No, so Gujarat has played out of the 4 matches. So this is interesting. Gujarat played 3 of their matches in strip 9.
Yeah.
And when they played in strip 9,
they lost
the toss. The one match that they played in the good batting wicket, which was yesterday, that they chased. Anyway, I think we're talking a lot about Gujarat.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the game.
So UP Warriors
have won the toss. They're opting to field. Grace Harris is superb. Chasing.
Yeah.
What do you think right now would be going through the mind of RCB?
I think RCB at this point, again, it's a very, very batting heavy team.
Yeah.
Although, one name stands out when you talk about that bowling lineup because she did very, very well last year, Renuka Singh Thakur. She hasn't been, setting the stage on fire this year. But again, I'm going back to you asked me about RCB, but I'm going back to UP Warriors because they're fielding first. I was going through the pitch report and Anjum Chopra was doing the analysis, and it seems like the pitch is very, very damp, which means the ball will probably hold a lot more than we have seen before, even though it's already a very, very slow pitch. So I think it's a it's a perfect opportunity for Deepti Sharma and Sophie Eccleston.
I feel Anjali Sharmani could be very, very
Yeah.
important, and they have also got Saima Thakur today.
Okay.
Very interesting because they are bowling first, and I think
Okay, Ekta Bisht is making her debut for Royal Challengers Bangalore.
Oh, I love that player. I love Ekta Bisht. Like
Makes sense with the pitch as well.
absolutely, it does. And the best part about Ekta, if you have ever been interacted, I was lucky. I was the local manager of Central Zone when Ekta was playing for Central Zone. Such a humble person, such a fun-loving player, and when she's on the field, even during practice, she's continuously doing something or the other. Running after maybe a dog is there on the ground, running after that dog. Suddenly, yeah, you do that dangerously. In between shows, also you do that. That's very scary. But she's that positive energy. When you meet someone and you get that positive energy, Ekta is like that. But for a second, since UP is bowling, I'll ask you: do you think someone like Anjali, she's pretty fresh, right?
Yeah.
And she's still contesting for a proper place in the Indian team. In these, in this kind of a wicket, you think it's a great opportunity for her to kind of impress a Smriti Mandana, though you are opposite, because she's the vice captain after all.
How about getting Smriti Mandana out?
In the very first over.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's good.
No, but I don't think if I was the Indian captain, if I was Smriti Mandana and Anjali Sarwani got me out, my first thought would be like, dekha jayega. But of course, not after a while when she's calmed down. She will, be impressed by the fact that she got an international batter out.
Absolutely.
So this is why was WPL created? This is the thing, right?
Absolutely.
For those young batters and bowlers to come in and step into the world of international cricket. There's this. It's a stepping stone towards international cricket, and if you can impress here, where you are already under pressure, talk about contracts or bids, because you have this.
There will be many options every year.
Yes, and so you have this pressure already that you're going. Someone is spending a lot of money on you, so you need to perform well. That is the number one pressure. Second is for yourself. You need to do well, and the third is if you can play with legends in front of you. I think. Imagine you're an Anjali Sarwani and Meg Lanning is batting.
Oh, what a feeling! You get Meg Lanning fending. You're just bowling because with that angle it's difficult. Left armer, and she's fending at it. You're beating Meg Lanning. What a dream come true.
On the opposite side, it must also be a lot of pressure.
Absolutely.
Because
you can get trashed.
Yeah. I mean, if I was bowling to Grace Harris, one of the thoughts that would be going in my head would be, man, I'm going to get beaten out of this.
Yeah, if I was bowling to Grace Harris, I think I would just admire her batting. Can't do anything much. Yeah. Oh. Next challenge is hit me for 75 meters. Otherwise, I'll not consider it as 6. But when we say young players, I think a lot of times we stress a lot on or people think it's only about the age.
Yeah.
But I think when we are talking about young, it also means uncapped players.
Asha
Shobna. Exactly. Right.
Mix those two names.
Gargi and names are a different kind of a love story. We will talk about that some other day. But yeah, exactly. Someone like Asha Chopra.
Yeah.
When you have a Sophie Malunu, Georgia, especially a Georgia Wareham,
yeah,
and you are impressing. Forget about the selectors, the world, the RCB. The turnout has been superb. So that RCB whole crowd. Do you think the age that Asha is in, she can have an Asha of getting into the Indian team?
Absolutely. And you know what I'm reminded of? I'm reminded of Ajinkya Rahane being called on for the WTC series. I'm reminded Dinesh Karthik getting a call up for the Indian team even after he's old as per cricket norms, but he's made it, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
He's made it. It's a different thing that he wasn't up to the expectations, but did he or did he not get a call up based on his IPL performances?
Biggest example is Surya Kumar Yadav.
Yes. How could I forget him? But yes,
the sky is the limit, as you say.
How old was he when he
I think 31, 32.
Has that ever happened?
Barely. I mean, you have to be that good. That is
Yeah.
there. And he was consistently that good. But that also gives you a hope that someone like Asha could actually get in a. Because right now, Deepti Sharma is possibly one player who's fixed in the Indian side.
Hmm.
But other than that,